Few minutes. Chief Royal Engineer, ladies and gentlemen, honoured guests, as Corps Colonel, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the 2021 Royal Engineer Awards for Engineer Excellence. Tonight we have 220 people dining with us, which is fantastic. It is fantastic to be back in the Institute of Civil Engineers. Last here 2 years ago. No Zoom, no MS Teams, I hope, but be able to do what we are good at as Royal Engineers, face-to-face interaction with our friends, colleagues, and our partners. As you know, we gather here tonight to celebrate military engineering in its various guises and recognise and reward 15 proud Sappers for their endeavours during 2021. We will also acknowledge the 14 2020 award winners, but more from the Chief Royal Engineer later in the evening. The programmes have in front of you outline the events for this evening. They have been tested by COVID. We have unfortunately lost some people during the evening, and some of the details in the programme are not correct, so please do bear with us. Tonight is aimed to be enjoyable for all, so please do not feel you have to be welded to your seat. This is not a regimental dinner night in an officer or warrant officer's silence mess. However, please do keep any movement to a minimum whilst the awards are being presented by the Chief Royal Engineer, our very generous sponsors this evening, and our honoured guests. I will shortly hand over to our compere for the evening, Mr. Mark Edwardson, sprung again from up north, I will say, from his BBC desk in Media City in Salford. Mark, it's great to have you back with us again doing this event on our behalf. Thank you very much. But before Mark takes to the stage, may I offer you a short video clip of the Sapper family, put together by the Sapper family, captured through the Sapper family lens. It is a tiny window of what we as a Corps do, and it follows the themes of Sapper family, engineering skills for life, ubique. Please enjoy. I'd now like to invite our compere for the evening, Mark Edwards, to the stage. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.
Yes, since last time I've started wearing glasses, so apologies for that, first and foremost. I want to say thank you, Colonel Matt, for your introduction, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to echo what Colonel Matt's already said. We're here to enjoy ourselves tonight. Do have some fun. We need rapturous applause for all of our winners tonight. But also, you're applauding yourselves generally as well, because looking at that video, my oh my, what a period it has been for you guys and the rest of the country, the pandemic in particular, your efforts to make sure that as many of us, as ordinary people, were as healthy and as safe as possible. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for that, because I know your efforts haven't gone unnoticed. So thank you. But I also want to say what an honour and a privilege it is to be with you again for the Corps of Royal Engineers Awards. We return here to celebrate extraordinary talent and achievement. Now, if that film we've just seen is correct, and I've no reason to disbelieve any of it, tonight's winners are the very highest calibre, the pride of the British Army, no less. And what a setting, the Great Hall, the Institution of Civil Engineers. I don't know about you, but I adore this building. And I adore this room in particular as well. And if I may paraphrase Eric Morecambe just for a couple of seconds, it'll be lovely when it's finished. Let's put it that way. But no, it is great to see so many of you here today. You know, after all the shenanigans, let's say, of the last 18 months. It's actually 2 years since we were here. In that time, the Corps has been keeping us all safe as part of the UK's pandemic response, as I've already mentioned. Away from the home front, some of your colleagues are in Poland, helping keep Europe's borders secure. I'm sure, trying to allay fears amongst the public, the Defence Secretary described those 150 sappers simply as guys with diggers. Now, we all know that you are much, much more than that. And to be fair to him, so does Ben Wallace. To prove it, tonight's awards will include recognition for your colleagues without whom things like the airlift from Kabul, as we saw in the film, might not have been successful or even possible. We should mention Harry Billinge as well, as is now traditional 69th year of raising money for military charities. Tens, probably hundreds of thousands of pounds raised. He's just such a good advert for the Royal Engineers, he really is. And it's just fantastic to see that he's still going. Maybe, I know this isn't part of the plan, but maybe we should give him a round of applause to start off with. And just before we move on, obviously because of the lights, I can't quite see what's going on in front of me, certainly in the room anyway, but is there anybody here from the Royal Hospital? Now, I'm going to say that's a relief, because last time I was here, there were a couple of gentlemen sat over in the corner with their beautiful... Oh, no. It's not you again, is it? Oh, man. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but last time I was here, there were a couple of gentlemen with their tunics on, their hats from the Royal Hospital, and they made me drink copious amounts of red wine. They wandered off sober to whence they came, probably to another pub, actually, for another drink. But I was just a mess, and I was just poured out of this place. So treat me gently tonight, gentlemen, if you don't mind. Okay, let's move on. Now, I'd like to invite your Chief Royal Engineer, Lieutenant General Sir Tyrone Urch, to join me on stage, because it's time for our first award, and the category is Individual Endeavour. Sir Tyrone. It's lovely to see you again, Sir Tyrone, and I'm probably the last person in the world who's going to say this to you, but please accept my congratulations on your knighthood. I'm sure it's well deserved. Now, our first award this evening is the Bailey Award for the Best Junior NCO for completing the Junior Command course. It will be presented by Major General Alastair Dickinson the President of the Royal Engineers Association. General Alastair, if you could, would you join us on stage to present the award, please? And the winner is Corporal Scott Wilson of 3 Royal School of Military Engineering Regiment. Corporal Scott Wilson is the Royal Engineer Junior Commander's Course top student for 2021. Analytical, physically fit, and a leader on all counts, Corporal Wilson demonstrated the essential characteristics of being a highly effective section commander. With a natural gift for communicating complex problems, he has a superb appreciation for the principles of mission command and leadership, which he applies in all his work, readily motivating both his subordinates and indeed his superiors. Sharing his gift for encouraging those around him to give their best, he's an inspirational leader and rightly deserves the Valley Award. So please, another round of applause for Corporal Wilson. Yeah, well done. Now, we move on to our second award this evening. It's the Inglis Award for Outstanding Innovation or Design in the Corps. It'll be presented by Tim Redfern, who's the Managing Director of Amy Defence, who are the kind sponsors of the award. Tim, would you join Sir Tyrone and myself on stage, please? The Inglis Award, given for outstanding innovation or design in the Corps, is awarded to Warrant Officer Class 2 Danny Taylor of 66 Works Group Royal Engineers. Now, unfortunately, Warrant Officer Class 2 Taylor can't be with us tonight as he's deployed in Cyprus, but he does send his best wishes from his sun lounger. However, he has nominated Warrant Officer Class 2 Yuri Munibuato to collect the award on his behalf. Warrant Officer Class 2 Danny Taylor is a talented engineer, as you might expect. He's shown exceptional professionalism and innovation in developing creative solutions to difficult engineering problems. As a Principal Clerk of Works, his inquisitive nature and passion for engineering has driven him to become a genuine expert in his field. His technical problem-solving acumen was recently demonstrated in tackling a significant Legionella risk on Al Minhad Air Base by designing and bringing into service a copper-silver ionization unit at a significant cost reduction and time saving over the originally planned design. A true innovator, Warrant Officer Class 2 Taylor is awarded the Inglis Award. He's not here, but let's just give him another round of applause. Doing well so far, aren't we? You do work with some really talented people. Now, our third award this evening is the Hackett Award. It's for the Best Apprentice, presented by David Hudson, who's the Group Site Compliance Director of Countryside Properties, who again are the kind and generous sponsors of this award. David, would you join Sir Tyrone and myself on stage, please? And the winner of the Hackett Award for Best Apprentice is Sapper Litiano Sogotobu, 3-3 Engineering Regiment, EO&D Search, Best Apprentice 2021. Sapper Sogotobu is enrolled on a Communications L2 Framework Apprenticeship Programme. At the time of her joining her new regiment, the unit was extremely busy with a number of commitments, including local and overseas deployments. Notwithstanding, she remained proactive and engaged, met the robust SMART targets, and ensured she progressed throughout her learning journey in a timely manner. Following her final review, she's completed all learning outcomes and has consequently fully completed her apprenticeship programme. She is worthy of the award, the Hackett Award of 2021. Please, another round of applause. Brilliant and well done. Now, our final award in this section is the Cloutman Award. The Cloutman Award is for the best junior officer with under 3 years' service, and it'll be presented by Linton Dudgeon, the Regional Sales Manager of Vistry Group, who again are the kind sponsors of this award. Linton, would you please join Sir Tyrone and myself on stage, please? And the Cloutman Award goes to Lieutenant George Lacey, 2-2 Engineer Regiment, as the best junior officer. Lieutenant George Lacey has made an immediate and positive impact in his role as a troop commander. In barracks, he quickly got to grips with his role, developing exciting and innovative training opportunities for his section commanders, whilst also and always seeking to develop his professional knowledge and his understanding. Academically, Lieutenant Lacey has proved himself during his junior officer leadership programme, where he was singled out for his performance across the board. A fantastic achievement. It's never in doubt for this formidable young officer who was rightly awarded the Cloutman Award for 2021. Please, another round of applause for Lieutenant George Lacey. Okay, so we've heard some fantastic stories of excellence and innovation already, and I can guarantee you there are many, many more to come. Meanwhile, it's end of part one, so we'll pause now briefly for our first course. Thank you very much. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Are all our tables clear? Looks like it to me. But then again, after my earlier episode of not being able to see the Chelsea pensioners, you'll forgive me if there are still a few plates to be cleared, I'm sure. Ladies and gentlemen, first thing I need to do for part 2 is invite Sir Tyrone back to the stage, please. Sir Tyrone. Go on, let's give him a round of applause. As we've all said so far, we are here to enjoy ourselves, after all. Now, we're going to turn to trade skills. Our first award for trade skills is the Staff Corps Award, which is given for contribution to engineering, logistics, and military engineering, and is presented to Colonel Gary Sullivan, who's the commander of the Staff Corps. Gary, could you please join us on stage? And the winner is Warrant Officer Class 2, Stuart Barnard of 3-3 Engineer Regiment. Warrant Officer Class 2, Stuart Barnard, has been at the vanguard in coordinating the successful consolidation and closure of all Project Anemoy accounts. It was his leadership and perseverance which ensured the largest construction project in the Corps' modern history has been closed down with minimal waste and losses. Resilient, resourceful, and professionally extremely competent, he drives high standards in the engineer logistic node, and it's clear to see the development of his team around him. Warrant Officer Class 2 Barnard is a master of his trade and is rightly deserving of the Staff Corps Award for 2021. Now, our second award in this section is the Mulberry Award. It's for excellence in engineering or project management, and it'll be presented by Ed Robinson, the Director and Global Defence Lead of Turner and Townsend, who are the generous sponsors of this award. Ed, please join Sir Tyrone and myself on stage. The Mulberry Award for Outstanding Innovation or Design in the Corps goes to Captain Stephen Stewart of 20 Works Group Royal Engineers. Now, unfortunately, Captain Stewart can't be with us tonight, so he's nominated Major Carl Beeforth to collect the award on his behalf. So, Major Beeforth, would you come forth? When selected as the best candidates to take on an incredibly complex project of national strategic importance involving the Eurofighter Typhoon, Captain Stephen Stewart was not found wanting. Facing many significant challenges from the outset, Captain Stewart took full ownership of the design and the construction phase of the project, demonstrating high levels of drive and determination, exceeding all expectations on the project. His attention to detail and methodical approach resulted in the cost and timelines being significantly reduced from early estimates without compromise of quality or indeed safety. A performance truly worthy of the Mulberry Award in 2021. May not be here, but let's give Captain Stephen Stewart a round of applause all the same. Our next award for trade skills is the Folk Award for the top clerk of works or military plant foreman, and is presented by Kathy Travers, who's the Managing Director, UK and Europe for Mott MacDonald, who again have generously sponsored this award. Kathy, would you please join Sir Tyrone and myself on stage, please? And the Folk Award is awarded to Staff Sergeant James Biddulph of 39 Engineer Regiment. Staff Sergeant James Biddulph epitomises the qualities of a great engineer. A natural and pragmatic approach to problem solving, matched with his academic skills, has resulted in an excellent performance throughout the course. It was his highway design for Tower Hill training area that was chosen to be constructed at the end of the course, which saw him coordinate the works and ensure its successful delivery. His work was chosen because of the level of detail in the design and drawings, in line with appropriate regulations and the practical workability of the plan. As top student across both Clerk of Works and Military Plant Foreman, the course, Staff Sergeant James Biddulph is awarded the Folk Award. Let's have another round of applause for him. Unbelievable talent on display tonight, Sir Tyrone, don't you agree? Our final award in this section is the Archibald Award. It's for the best tradesman or woman across all Royal School of Military Engineering and Royal School of Military Survey delivered trade courses. It's presented by Alastair Roxburgh, the Atkins Partnership with the Armed Forces Champion. Again, the kind sponsors of this award. Alastair, would you please join Sir Tyrone and myself on stage? The Archibald Award is for Sapper Mark Holmes of 39 Engineer Regiment as the best tradesperson across all Royal School of Military Engineering and Royal School of Military Survey delivered trade courses this year. Big round of applause please for Sapper Mark Holmes. Sapper Mark Holmes finished top of his Military Engineer Electrician Class 2 course with an overall score of a truly outstanding 84.32%. Now, due to his diligent nature, Sapper Holmes was employed as the course senior for his trade. He fulfilled the role with relative ease and the utmost dedication. Despite his limited military experience, he's already been identified for his strength of character and has the intellect and discipline to undertake the responsibilities of a far more experienced junior commander. For being exemplary in his trade, and by far the most impressive soldier training in this academic year, Sapper Holmes is awarded the Archibald Award. Well done to him. Well, as they say in my trade, that's end of part 2, but there's plenty more to come. Awards for academic achievement, training, and humanitarian efforts way above what's expected from the award winners' ranks, and I dare say pay grades. And I'm sure our ICE hosts have also gone above and beyond too. It's time to find out. It's time for dinner. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed your main course. I certainly have. I've got a quick question. I detect mischief taking place in this room, perpetrated by persons unknown. I'm wondering whether I should be worried or not. My name tag off the table's disappeared. Is that what it means? Am I buying a round for everybody at the end of the gig? Well, you might be not too surprised to learn that I'm not actually that wealthy. But yeah, I thought there might be mischief going on. So let's find out later what it is. We'll have some fun with it. Firstly, Sir Tyrone, if you'd be so kind as to join me back on stage, please, so we can get on with the next section. Sir Tyrone, should I be worried? Should I be concerned at all?
Possibly.
Brilliant. Right, okay. That's got me slightly nervous. Okay, welcome back, everyone. It's good to see you. I hope you've enjoyed your dinner. As I said, I certainly enjoyed mine. Now, our next three awards cover academic achievement. Firstly, it's actually my personal favourite title for an award. It's the Notchy Award, and I don't know why, it just brings the juvenile out in me. But it's for the top instructor in the Corps. And I'd like to invite the Right Worshipful, the Lord Mayor of Westminster, Councillor Andrew Smith, to present this award. Councillor Smith, please join Sir Tyrone and myself on stage. I didn't think anybody could have a longer title than Sir Tyrone's official title, but Councillor Smith has broken the record tonight. Nice to see you, Councillor Smith. Thank you for joining us this evening. Now, the Notchy Award is awarded to Corporal Jonathan Burgess of the Defence EOD Munitions and Search Training Regiment as the top instructor in the Corps. You're doing very well with your round of applauses as well. I'm really pleased about that. Do keep it up. Now, Corporal Jonathan Burgess is an advanced search instructor at DEMS Training Regiment, instructing on the Defence Advanced Search Team course as the lead instructor for the Specialist Equipment Search and Ground Sign Awareness. He regularly goes above and beyond his instructional duties to contribute to capability development. His impact on the culture of his squadron and regiment is far greater than his rank would suggest. In recent peer review, he was graded the highest for professionalism and dedication to training, and that supports his success in mentoring and training over 500 soldiers through his courses. He, goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, is an asset to retention, a truly gifted teacher, and is rightly deserving of the Notchy Award for 2021. Corporal Jonathan Burgess. Well done, Corporal. And thank you, Councillor Smith. Now, excuse me, our next award is the Dickinson Award for the Best New Specialist Royal Engineer. It'll be presented by Mike Garrard, the Managing Director of MKC Training Services, who kindly sponsor this award. Mike, would you like to join General Tyrone and myself? The Dickinson Award goes to the Best New Specialist Royal Engineer, who this year is Captain Jordan Gask, 6-3 Works Group, Royal Engineers. Captain Jordan Gask has produced what's described here as a simply outstanding thesis as part of his MSc in Military Construction Engineering. The title of, and I'm going to take a breath here, the use of Monte Carlo simulation to estimate the probability of encountering and detecting unexploded bombs during construction activities, and breathe, took a problem that's plagued the construction industry since the Second World War and sought to provide an accurate, pragmatic, and professional solution. The quality of his work and potential as a newly qualified engineer has also been recognised by the Institution of Civil Engineers, where he's one of 3 national finalists in the Emerging Engineers competition. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Gask is awarded the Dickinson Award for 2021. Okay, so we move on to our final award for this section. It's the Gordon Award for Academic Achievement in 2021. It's presented by John A. Cornley, Chief Executive of the Institution of Royal Engineers. John, would you please join Sir Tyrone and myself on stage? And the winner for Outstanding Academic Achievement in 2021 is Corporal Collins Turk Hussey of 4-2 Engineer Regiment, Geographic. Corporal Turk Hussey's academic contribution in the field of geographical information systems has been outstanding, as I mentioned. After achieving a distinction in his MSc, no mean feat, his academic excellence has been recognised in the civilian university sector. There have been several invitations to guest lecture at postgraduate level and at conferences. This is in addition to his core role as a geospatial analyst attached to the Joint Service Signals Unit, where he's applied his technical skills, his initiative and problem-solving ability to outstanding effect in support of partners across government and defence. For truly remarkable academic achievement, Corporal Turk Hussey is awarded the Gordon Award for 2021. Okay, so that's it for part 3. But coming up, when a South Seas paradise is lashed by a tropical cyclone threatening lives and property, 2 sappers, as you might have guessed, get to work. And now thousands of Afghan refugees owe their safety and maybe even their lives to 2 men sat in this room right now. But first, it's time for another pause as our hosts serve us dessert and coffee, and we'll be back in a few moments. Meantime, thank you for your attention. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed your dessert and coffee. We now reach the final leg of tonight's event, and I'd like to invite Sir Tyrone back to stage to join me, please. Okay, now we're on to support for operations, and there are 2 awards in this category. I'd like to invite Joe DiSerrano, the CEO of Red R UK, to present the Humanitarian Award which is for the person, or people, who's contributed the most significantly to humanitarian activities in the service and the welfare of others. Joe, if you could join us on stage, please. And as I might have hinted just a few seconds ago, unusually this year, we actually have joint winners for this award. They are Warrant Officer Class 2, Sakasi Suvinalu of 3-2 Engineer Regiment, and Warrant Officer Class 2, Esekaya Tulavonli of 170 Infrastructure Support Engineer Group. Please, big round of applause for the two of them. Come on! Tropical Cyclone Harold devastated parts of Fiji in April of last year. Fijian Sapper families and their communities were some of the worst affected, left devastated. The tragedy compounded, of course, by the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic at the time sweeping across the globe. The warrant officers seized the initiative, led, planned, managed and delivered a humanitarian aid package. They brought together not only the Sapper Fijian community, but the whole Sapper family to raise funds and acquire donations. In an exemplary demonstration of the principles of humanitarian aid, engineering ethics, and the values and standards of the British Army, both were instrumental in identifying the requirements before planning, resourcing, and delivering much-needed aid to the Sapper Fijian community. Showing ingenuity, leadership, and collaboration across the Sapper network, they are joint winners of the Humanitarian Award for 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, Warrant Officer Class 2s, Savani Valu and Tulavoni. Brilliant work, absolutely brilliant work. Now, our next award is the Knox Award for the individual deemed to have contributed the most to operations. It'll be presented by Chris Taylor, the Operations Director of Defence and Security for Mace, who again have kindly sponsored this award. Chris, if you'd like to join us, please. And the Knox Award for contributions to operations goes to Corporal Jack White of 2-3 Parachute Engineer Regiment. Big round of applause, please, Jack. Over the course of the summer, Jack White has been tasked at short notice to deploy to Kabul twice, leading a small independent team. Working to broad intent, infrastructure was rapidly recommissioned to accommodate UK and entitled personnel and essential systems restored and maintained around the clock. He delivered the tasks on time and with a steely determination to deliver quality. Throughout, Corporal White's command was unstinting. His balancing of risk was exceptional, and his understanding of the strategic impact of his team's tactical actions far exceeded that expected of a section commander. And for these reasons, he's rightly awarded the Knox Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Corporal White. Now, as I've said on a couple of previous occasions in this very room and in front of probably quite a few of you, but it bears repeating. We have heard some jaw-dropping stories of ingenuity, innovation, and intellect that sets the corps of Royal Engineers apart. And I know one man, above all, is rightly proud of all of you. He is your Chief Royal Engineer, Lieutenant General Sir Tyrone Urch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's really great to be here. Fantastic. Rock and roll is back on the menu, which is fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you I haven't quite had the pleasure yet of meeting, as Mark said, I'm Lieutenant General Sir Tyrone Urch. I am Her Majesty's Chief Royal Engineer. I recently retired from the British Army, in fact, after a 38-year shift. My last day job, I was on point for Army recruiting. I was the UK government's resilience operations lead. Let's call that COVID-19 operations for simplicity. And I was also in charge of royal funerals. I now run a small holding in Herefordshire, and I do some consulting. Oh, how I love life today, I can tell you. It's a great pleasure, genuinely, to be here tonight for the fourth, as you know, Royal Engineers Awards dinner in the wonderful institution of Civil Engineers, Great Hall. I know you will all agree it has been an amazing evening so far, and it is really great to be back here in person. As Matt said, last year's awards, as you know, were delivered by Zoom in Chatham, and we did a pretty decent job of it, but great to be here physically. And I'm pleased to announce that, as you've heard, we have 8 of the 14 award winners from the class of 2020 present with us here tonight. The other 6 remain committed to military duties in the United Kingdom and overseas. So, in class of 2020, here they are. They're here tonight. We have the following role models. I'm going to ask them to stand as I read out your names. So, Staff Sergeant Mark Bacon, W02 Alan Chapman, Staff Sergeant Sean Gowan, Corporal Umesh Rai, Sapper Gillian Heath Knoll, Sapper Robert Taylor, Corporal Aaron Austin, and Lance Corporal Matthew Corr. Are you all here? Stand up. Guys, give these guys a round of applause. Brilliant. So very well done. So before I invite up the President of the Institution of Civil Engineers to present the final award, I'd like to offer a few closing remarks, if I might, and say several well-earned thank yous to tonight's stars of the show. Now, the Royal Engineers can trace its heritage back to the Anglo-Saxon kings. Royal Engineering, if indeed that is a verb, but please stay with me, Royal Engineering was certainly put on the map by Gundulf, who was Bishop of Rochester and Chief Engineer to William the Conqueror. Following his lead, we continue to map the world and push the boundaries of engineering. And the Corps of Royal Engineers has blazed a trail of innovation and achievement for over 900 years and continues to operate at the cutting edge of technology today, often in the most inhospitable conditions, with the threat of ultimate liability ever present, i.e. taking of life or being killed oneself. But our soldiers always offer ingenious, practical solutions to major engineering challenges. I've been a Royal Engineer for 38 years, and I continue to be amazed by the talent, devotion to duty, and professionalism of the proud Sapper. So tonight, as we take a moment to recognise and reward some of the Corps' finest contributions to our legacy, I'm delighted that we do so in the company of our civilian partners who share our vision of engineering excellence and also do much to push the boundaries of the possible. So, firstly, I would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners who are here with us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, your support, encouragement, and participation is hugely appreciated. I'm reminded of an ancient African proverb, which goes something like this. If you want to go fast, then go alone. If you want to go far, then go together. If you want to go fast and far, build a tribe. So, hashtag Sapper Tribe. Let's go fast and far together as we build stronger bonds of professionalism and friendship and share in this celebration of engineering excellence. I'm delighted that you were able to sponsor us tonight and join the winning recipient of your award on stage this evening. Closer to home, a big thank you to the Institution of Civil Engineers, and particularly the Director General, Nick Baverstock, a great friend of mine, and to our own Institution of Royal Engineers, the only professional engineering institution in defence today. The Royal Engineers Association, which is looking after our veteran tribe, our serving officers and soldiers, and their families so brilliantly. Hashtag Sapper Family. Colonel Gary Sullivan, Commanding Officer of the Staff Corps, Joe De Serrano, Chief Executive of REDAR, and Sir Julian Young, President of the Institution of Engineering and Technology, a fellow institution that the Corps has very strong links with. And finally, I turn to the Right Worshipful, the Lord Mayor of Westminster, Councillor Andrew Smith. Andrew, we are honoured and delighted to have you here tonight. And thank you very much for presenting the prestigious Windy Notchy Award. Before I turn to the real stars of the evening, can I quickly say thank you to the home team who have pulled this extraordinary evening together after one of those classic senior general officers' comments. Guys, just see what you can do backstage when we get going again. I think what they've done is truly amazing, and that job, and we should all be very proud, and you should be very proud of what you have delivered once again in the light of uncertainty that the pandemic has caused. Now, I'm not going to read out all of your names in full because A, there are too many of you, and B, it's kind of what we do on a day-to-day basis on behalf of our people. But I could not have done it without Matt, Ian, Kaz, Mike, Ian, Mark, Bev, Lorna, and Michelle. Now, the majority of you won't have a clue who I'm talking about, but what you do know is that these events don't just happen. So please give it up for the Home Dream Team. Thank you very much. You've been brilliant. And finally, to the real stars of this evening, to remind you, 14 of the 15 award winners are here on this slide, hopefully. These awards offer a small window into the depth and breadth of the talent, the dedication, and passion amongst all ranks in the Corps of Royal Engineers. They demonstrate the extent to which Royal Engineers offer the best in engineering expertise, academic excellence, individual endeavour, bravery, tradecraft, and operational success in the face of a determined adversary. I'm going to read out the names of the class of 2021 in full, because this is what tonight is all about. So guys, when you hear your name, I'd like you to stand up, I'd like you to take a bow, and I'd like you to accept the applause of the evening. In a different order, Corporal Jack White. WO2, Esakaya Tulavoni. WO2, Sakiyasi Sovanivalu. Corporal Collins, Turk P.T. Hussey. Captain Jordan Gaskell. Corporal Jonathan Burgess. Sapper Mark Holmes. Staff Sergeant James Biddulph. Captain Stephen Stewart, sadly can't be with us tonight. WO2 Stuart Barnard. Lieutenant George Lacey. Sapper Litiani Sogatubu. Lieutenant George Lacey. WO2 Danny Taylor, who can't be here tonight, and Corporal Scott Wilson. Give it up! So guys, well done. Please have a seat. The applause you've just heard this evening from all 220 people in this great hall really does signify the high esteem that you are all held in. And I know that the future of the Royal Engineers is in very good hands, and it reinforces my view that you are the Sappers, not in the Sappers. So for us, it's always the year of engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. Could I now please invite the President of the Institution of Civil Engineers, Mr. Ed McCann, to the stage to present our final incredible acknowledgement of the evening, the Kitchener Award.
This is the Kitchener Award, and it's given to the individual deemed to have contributed the most to military engineering. And the winner of this most prestigious award is Lance Corporal Stuart Whittaker of 20 Works Group, Royal Engineers. Employed as the UK's subject matter expert, supervising a £1.9 million airfield apron refurbishment on a busy operational site in the United Arab Emirates, Lance Corporal Whittaker was required to oversee a local Emirati contractor during a vital phase of the construction work, a role typically fulfilled by a senior NCO or warrant officer. Restoring the apron to a serviceable condition was critical in facilitating its continued use for multiple UK operations. The operational imperative for this task was considerable, and the engineering complexity he had to manage cannot be overstated. His expertise as a construction materials technician and his proactivity meant he regularly exceeded his remit in monitoring the contractor. He not only provided technical advice, but gave guidance on equipment care, ensuring serviceability, and maintaining the highest of standards. Lance Corporal Whittaker's actions created the conditions such that the airfield apron could rapidly be returned to unplanned operation ahead of schedule in support of the evacuation of Afghan refugees under Operation Pitting. Quite simply, an astounding example of dedication, self-sacrifice, and professional prowess in delivering an engineering task, and a worthy recipient of the Kitchener Award for 2021. I'm going to hand you back to Sir Tyrone. And of course, we wish Her Majesty many more years of health and happiness. Just a few things left for me to say now, and it's thank yous to our amazing award winners for your inspiration and your dedication. To our honoured guests this evening, the very generous sponsors, the Institution of Civil Engineers on 1 Great George Street as our excellent hosts tonight. A huge thank you to all of you for inviting me to be with you again for this most prestigious of evenings. And finally, my warmest regards and best wishes to Sir Tyrone for a long and happy retirement. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the evening. Please have a safe journey home. But for now, it's goodbye from me. Thank you.